Hello, listeners, and welcome to Youth Ventures podcast, PDX Business Spotlight. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this podcast of PDX Business Spotlight. Today, we are so fortunate to interview Inger with Love from PDX. So, Inger, can you please give an overview of who you are, what your business is about, and how you got started?
Yeah, well, thanks first for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about my business. So I'm Inger, and I run a gifting company called With Love from Portland, and we curate locally made Portland products into gift baskets for everyday customers who are looking to send something special, maybe for an anniversary or a birthday, and corporate clients that might want to send employee gift boxes. And we've been around since 2015 when we launched, and we've been serving clients since then. So I feel really fortunate to be still in business today.
I was looking at your website, Inger, and I thought it was really interesting how you can personalize the gift box, or you could buy like a pre-made one. So I thought it was really cool, like how custom made you can go based on your decisions.
Yeah, well, part of why I did that is because, some people get really overwhelmed when they have to think about putting a gift box together for somebody. And I really wanted to take the headache and the hassle out of gifting and make it as easy as possible for anybody who might find themselves on the website to find something that would meet their needs and their taste. So, you get a little bit of build your own box, allows you to pick from, honey, tea, coffee, and snack treats to the curated section, which is all kinds of fun items that I've selected that I really love and have personally tried. And so I hope that folks can find a little menagerie of all of it on the website.
That is really interesting. Also, I know personally, choosing personalized gifts for someone can be kind of hard. So, Inger, do you have any advice for our listeners who would want to create a personalized gift box for a loved one?
Yeah, I think if you know somebody's personality and you kind of know their likes and dislikes, then you should probably always err with, things that you think that they would like, obviously. And, just a mix of, I always find like a mix of snack items and keepsakes are really fun. So what I mean is really maybe selecting items that are more foodie based in some respects, where you might get, snack items like chocolate or candies or popcorn, and then also thinking about things that people might be able to keep for long term. Sometimes like journals or pens or, things like that will stay around for a little bit. I always think it's really nice to have a little keepsake from your gift box left behind as a reminder of the gift you've given with love.
I love the huge selection of items that you have, and anyone you would want to gift to, there's something you would definitely find for the gift boxes.
Yeah, well, I mean, and part of it is I know that, Portland is a really big foodie town, and we have gained a lot of notoriety for that. When you look at, like, I don't know if you noticed, the Top Chef, like season 18 or something was just filmed here. So people really look to Portland as a leader in food and beer, and a lot of it is driven by small businesses, and that innovation, I think, lends itself to people wanting to move here and take part in the creativity that the city really has brought out in people. And so I think, as an opportunity to kind of like look at that and say to myself, like, how can I support these small businesses, and how can we incorporate as many of them on a rolling basis inside our gifting menus, inside our gift boxes as possible, is really important to me. So I really lean on that because the ingenuity and the innovation is definitely here for small businesses, and they are the backbone of our community, and the more that I can support them and the folks that they employ, the better for everybody.
Definitely. And I saw that you support so many different businesses as a part of your business. So one question I had was, what are some small businesses that you work with to create these gift boxes?
So this year, and I am an African American Black-owned business, and I'm a woman, and so I've really worked this past year to really support more BIPOC makers in our communities who are making really beautiful items and products. And I think that lots of people across the city and across the country are really leaning into wanting to support more BIPOC businesses. And for me, it's really the ethos of the business. And I think over the years, I've really done a lot to cultivate those relationships. And I think that that's how I've been able to find a lot of makers and get connected to makers, is through just building relationships and having relationships with people. And so oftentimes people will come to me or email me or and just ask to be included. Other times I'll find people at, like a farmer's market or, like a night market, or even in grocery stores. I've run across local makers and locally made products that I thought would be great to reach out to them and see if they'd be wanting inclusion in some of our gift boxes.
I love how just by buying a gift box from your business, you can honestly support so many different businesses. I love that concept.
Oh, thank you.
So, Inger, how has being a person of color affected your business?
I think over the last year, I think part of what has been helpful for me and part of what I've been trying to do is really build a network of community where people are able to really talk about how we're supporting locally made products by BIPOC makers. And so part of what I've worked at this past year is just connecting and reaching out and being very intentional about embracing the fact that I am a BIPOC maker. I think people know that when they go to my About page, but it wasn't something that I think people readily knew. Maybe if they didn't go to the About My page on the website, they may assume. So I think that really for me this past year has really exposed me to wanting to be a better advocate, not only for myself, but for other local businesses of color.
That sounds so wonderful. Who or what inspired you to start your business?
Who or what? That's a really good question. I think I've always been an entrepreneur, to be honest. I just think I kind of stumbled into gifting. I think when I moved to Portland in 2006, I think it was just really I was just kind of always looking for something that would give me purpose. And I'm a community organizer by training. That's my background, and that's what I do every day for a living. And I'm really fortunate to do that. And I think that for me, doing this gifting company and having this company is really an extension of organizing. So much of the work that I do as an organizer is very relational, and it requires me to get to know people and stretch myself and go out in communities where I may not always be welcomed or know people. And I think building this business is like that. When you build a business, you're starting from scratch. You have to build relationships. You oftentimes don't know if your idea is going to work. And I think that, the idea for With Love kind of came from visiting local vendors and shops and kind of seeing all of the amazing products that were made here and thinking about how those could be curated. Instead of running around from 50 different shops around town, you could just go to a website and curate your perfect gift online.
Yeah, I really thought your idea was so unique, and honestly, I've never seen anything like it. And your baskets are so beautiful, and I feel like that would be such an amazing gift to someone.
Well, I'll have to send you all a gift box that you all can enjoy for yourself. So you just let me know where to send it, and I'd be happy to send you one that you all can eat and snack on, and make sure we get you some fun treats.
Thank you so much. Previously, I interviewed a couple of businesses. I saw that the pandemic affected their business pretty positively. So, Inger, how has the pandemic affected your business? Has it had any upsides or downsides?
Well, I think I kind of touched on the fact that I think because more people want to support BIPOC makers, there's been an upside for me, and that there's been an uptick in sales. And as a result, it means that I can support more makers of color. So I think for me, that's been a positive. And I've been super fortunate and in a blessed position to be able to extend myself to finding other makers in the community who can be part of the gift boxes as well as myself. Being able to support and ensure that we connect small batch makers and BIPOC makers to my business, because it's really important for me to ensure that everybody benefits as a result of being in the gift boxes.
That is so amazing to know. So one really essential question I had was, what advice would you have for young entrepreneurs, especially young entrepreneurs of color, and what are some experiences you could talk about that might motivate or inspire them?
I think for me, part of being a small batch maker is really about giving yourself an opportunity to grow and to build a business, and that, and to take a chance on yourself. I think that that's a really important thing. I think lots of, I think oftentimes people get analysis paralysis because they overthink starting a business. And I think, the first step is just to take action. And you don't always have to get it right out of the gate, just as long as you stay nimble and you're willing to, change and adapt. I think that that's the best advice I could give somebody who's considering or thinking about starting a business. And, there's always startup costs. So I would just tell people to, I'm sure people have thought about that, but whether it's a t-shirt company, a scissor company, whether you want to launch a kombucha company, there's always going to be some startup costs. And I think the best way to kind of address that is to start with a round of friends and family and see if people would give you funding to support your business.
Yeah, I completely agree. That is really inspirational. How can people support your business?
How can people support my business? I think in particular, people could go to the website and shop and, support us, because we're supporting over 75 locally small-based businesses in Portland. So not only are you supporting me, but you're supporting other businesses in the community. So I think shop local is always important. It's the ethos that I live by, and I always want to advocate for other people who have spending power in our community to invest their dollars locally with local retail shops and local small businesses.
I agree. I really love how your business allows us to really shop from so many small businesses and get exposed to all these unique gifts. Do you have any spring-themed gifts or gift boxes that you would recommend to our listeners?
Oh, yeah. Well, Mother's Day is coming up, and Nurses and Teacher Week was just this past couple of weeks. So I would, we'll likely have a Mother's Day and a Father's Day gift up on the website. I'm also working on an Oregon Best Box, which will just include some of my favorite products from across the region. And so hopefully people will enjoy that. And it's got things like chocolate-covered hazelnuts and popcorn and a beautiful candle from Penrose Candle Company. So those are some of the things we're working on for the spring. And there'll also be a garden box on the website, which will have a garden journal and some fun local seeds. So that's some of the stuff we're working on.
That is so delightful. I'm really excited to buy one when it comes up on the website.
Keep you posted, and I'll definitely send you a link for sure so you can check it all out.
For sure. Thank you. Are there any special projects or anything else you would like to plug?
Not that I can think of. I hope people go to the website, check out what we offer, and I hope if anyone has questions or if they any local makers that might be a good fit for the gift box, definitely refer them to me, because I'd love to be thoughtful about including other people in the boxes.
And what are some social medias that the listeners could follow you on?
Well, I'm definitely on Instagram the most. I shoot a lot of pictures. They're very raw. It's not fancy. Sometimes you see a lot of crazy stuff in the background, like crinkle in my hair or boxes all over the place. So it's not glamorous all the time. That's not how I use Instagram. I know some people have really beautifully curated Instagram pages, and I'm just not one of those people. So you kind of see what you get to see. And, and we just try to showcase the gift boxes, because that is our work. And that's and that's what we're here to do, is make beautiful gift boxes. So I would say Instagram is a great place to follow us. I do push stuff out to Facebook, but I'm not as frequently a user on Facebook or Twitter. So Instagram is definitely the best place to see our work and to connect with our brand.
Great. So listeners, we will be linking With Love from PDX, their website and their social medias right where you're listening in the description box. So you can click on it and check out their website and their social medias. So Inger, thank you so much for chatting with me today. I really love talking about your personal gift boxes and your curated gift boxes. I really think your idea is so unique and beautiful. Listeners, don't forget to check out With Love from PDX at their socials and their website. Inger, do you have any last words you want to say?
I don't. Thank you all for the opportunity to interview, and keep doing the good work. I appreciate you all so much.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. That's it from PDX Business Spotlight, and we hope to you join us in the next episode. Thank you for listening to PDX Business Spotlight by Youth.